Forget about flying from Los Angeles to Shanghai. Your next trip across the Pacific might just be underwater. China wants to build a $200 million high-speed rail network that would connect mainland China to the United States. Imagine being able to take a bullet train all the way from Beijing to San Francisco. It seems very far-fetched, but considering how quickly China has expanded its high-speed rail network over the last decade, it's certainly a possibility. The incredible rail network would be the most expensive mega project in history. Welcome back to another exciting episode of our channel. Innovation Diary brings you China's innovation stories, projects, and growing influence in different parts of the world. If you are new to the channel and enjoy learning about fast-paced modernity, especially China's development and growing power, you will find our videos intriguing. In this video, we will talk about China wants to build a $200 million high-speed rail network that would connect mainland China to the United States. How will it be made, and will China be allowed? Let's get started. Here's a look at China's plans for an underwater train to the United States. China first floated the idea, see what we did there, of an underwater train to the United States way back in 2014. It's a daunting project to be sure, and one that would require the sharpest engineering minds on the planet. The proposed rail line would be more than 8,000 miles long and connect China, Russia, Canada, and the United States, hence the nickname the China, Russia, Canada, America line. Here's a bit of perspective. The Trans-Siberian Railway Network, which is the longest railway line in the world, is 5,778 miles long. China's railway to the United States would dwarf the Trans-Siberian Railroad, and traveling on the proposed rail line would be significantly faster and more comfortable. Imagine traveling via a bullet train from northeast China up into Siberia. From there, the bullet train would travel towards the Bering Strait and onto Alaska. The most costly portion of the project would be the underwater tunnel connecting Russia to Alaska. It alone would cost about $52 billion. That sum isn't so surprising when you realize the Bering Strait underwater tunnel would be 4 times longer than the Channel Tunnel that connects the United Kingdom to France. After exiting the Bering Strait tunnel, the bullet train would then travel into Canada's Yukon Territory, down into British Columbia, and finally into Washington State and beyond. That's just the beginning. The railway could then be expanded to every corner of the United States, from California to Florida to New York. When you consider the scope of the project, it's no wonder the railway would cost $200 billion. And frankly, that's just a conservative estimate. Before we continue further, tell us, are you enjoying the video? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel for more videos about China's development, power, and influence on the world. Let's continue now. You might think of a journey over such a long distance would take weeks, but China's bullet trains are state-of-the-art. The country recently revealed a brand new high-speed maglev bullet train that is capable of reaching a top speed of 385 miles per hour. Traveling from China to the United States via the China-Russia-Canada-America line would take approximately 2 days. That's pretty impressive considering that a flight from Shanghai to Los Angeles takes about 14 hours. China is on the verge of surpassing the United States to become the largest economy in the world. Skyscrapers pop up in the Middle Kingdom practically overnight, and the country has built an impressive high-speed rail system that rivals the high-speed rail systems in Europe and Japan. The USA doesn't even have a high-speed rail system, although California is planning an $80 billion high-speed rail network that would connect San Francisco to Los Angeles. China's high-speed rail network is still relatively new. State-owned China Railway began planning the country's high-speed rail system in 1990, which is nearly 30 years after Japan's first Shinkansen launched. Despite the late start, China's high-speed rail system is just as advanced as Japan's, and China even beat out Japan for the right to build a high-speed rail network in Indonesia. In 1999, China began construction on the first leg of its high-speed rail network. The $1.9 billion rail line began service in 2003. And bullet trains that run on the line now reach top speeds of 160 miles per hour. Construction then increased exponentially. In 2012, China opened the 428-mile-long Beijing-Guangzhou high-speed rail line. It's the longest high-speed rail line in the world and has reduced the travel time between Beijing and Guangzhou for just 8 hours. So how has China managed to catch up to Europe and Japan so quickly? Well, it all comes down to money. China's high-speed rail network has so far cost between 17 million and 21 million per. That might seem like a lot of money, but that's a bargain compared to other parts of kilometer. the world. In Europe, that figure is 25 million to 39 million per kilometer. Likewise, California's high-speed rail system will cost about 56 million per kilometer. Cheap labor and less regulation has allowed China to cut costs substantially. China is constantly building better and faster bullet trains. The CR400 AFG train, which can operate at speeds of up to 217 miles per hour, in temperatures as low as 40 degrees below Celsius, will travel from Shenyang to Harbin and make stops in other northern cities in China. A bullet train that can withstand extreme cold temperatures will be a necessity if China hopes to build a high-speed rail network to the United States. Temperatures in Siberia, Alaska, and the Canadian tundra can drop well below 40 degrees Celsius. 60 below is rare, but it does happen occasionally. There are other ways China is preparing for a possible underwater train to the United States. China Railway wants to build a high-speed rail line connecting mainland China to Taiwan. The Taiwan Strait Tunnel project could cost as much as $30 billion, and it would be a good test run for a Bering Strait tunnel. Money is no object when it comes to expanding China's high-speed rail network. The country spent about $116.8 billion on railway projects in 2018 alone. The money was put to good use, as China Railway built 2,910 miles of track that year, of which 2,549 miles were for high-speed trains. An underwater train from China to the United States is a long ways away, and some people think such a project would be impossible. However, China is showing the world that it's more capable of building an underwater railway. Late last year, China began construction on the $3.6 billion Ningbo-Jushan Railway, which will be the country's first underwater high-speed rail line. It will be a test run of sorts for the China-Russia-Canada-America line. The Ningbo-Zushan Railway will connect Ningbo, a port city south of Shanghai, to Zushan, an archipelago off the east coast. The ambitious project will include a 10-mile subsea tunnel, and it's expected to be completed by early next year. The bullet trains that travel along the railway can reach a maximum speed of 155 miles per hour and levitate above a magnetic track. The subsea tunnel will consist of 3 levels, a maintenance shaft on top, a main tunnel section in the middle, and an emergency track below. The tunnel will float in the water and be anchored to the ocean floor via tethers. When the project is complete, passengers will be able to travel between Hangzhou and Zushan in 80 minutes. The same trip by car would take more than 3 hours. The project is part of China's $1 trillion Belt and Road Initiative that aims to create a modern-day Silk Road and build rail, land, and maritime corridors from China to Southeast Asia, South Asia, the Middle East, and Africa. China may want to build an underwater train to the United States, but one question remains: will it be allowed to? There's no doubt that with enough money, China could complete this daunting mega project, but the United States and Canada might not be so keen. Building the China to Russia portion of the railway will be no problem. China and Russia get along swimmingly, but China's current relationship with the United States is the worst it's ever been in decades. Diplomatic relations would have to improve significantly for the China-Russia-Canada-America line to become a reality. There are other hurdles as well. Even if US-China relations improve, there's still the issue of building a rail line through Alaska and Canada. Much of North America's west coast is made up of national, state, and provincial parks. A bullet train would pose a serious risk to threaten endangered animals. Building the line around those parks would increase the cost of the mega project significantly. We would like to take a moment here and appreciate you all for commenting and sharing your opinions. Your insights always impress us. Do you think the US will allow China to make this railway network? Comment down below in the comments section. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to get exclusive videos about how phenomenally China is developing and growing its influence over the world. Until the next video, stay tuned.